Is the church essential? Yes. The church is very much so essential. I have three reasons that support my argument. The church is always on post and ready to serve. The church is a beacon light in a dark world or a dark situation. And also, the church is a safe haven. Now, the reason why I say that the church is always ready to serve, um, there has been times in situations when calamities and hurricanes, and even in this pandemic, that we have waited and have waited for a lifeline. And although the government in different places, they mean well, but they're not right there with the people. The church is right there with the people, ready to get our hands dirty, ready to put some muscle into whatever the situation is, whatever resources we have to help in that situation. The church is right there. Um, and the church should be considered as essential. One thing you don't want to do in any situation is don't want to cripple yourself. And if you get rid of the church is like the backbone of society. Even people, you don't have to be considered a religious person to utilize the resources and the services of the church. There's times to where, like even recently in this pandemic, we have had many people that have been hungry and they have applied for SNAP benefits. They have applied for welfare. They have applied for unemployment. They have waited for the stimulus. And although they have applied for those services and for those resources, those things did not come through. The church, on the other hand, was right there, ready with their food, ready to taking the precautions. We've had several here. I live here in Gainesville, Florida. We have had several drive in to where citizens, Americans, can drive in with their car. They have glove, mask, and non-contact. The only thing that needs to happen, the American or the citizen will have their trunk open, and people will come in and put food inside of their trunk. And not a little bit of food either. They would give them at least 2 to 3 weeks worth of food. And items and toiletries and anything that is needed. The church is right there to help. They're right there to serve. Um, but the government wants to say that the church is not essential. And I beg to differ. If we are not right there on ground zero, getting our hands dirty, putting muscle into whatever is needed or necessary, then a lot of people would really suffer. They would suffer from hunger. They wouldn't get money. We have paid. I know of several churches that have, and it may not even be broadcast, but I know of several churches that have came in and paid people's bills because these people were without jobs and they were trying to figure out, how am I going to pay my bills? The church is a beacon light in a dark situation. There was an article that was in the New York Times, and it was called "If Liquor is Essential, Why Isn't the Church?" I have to agree with that. If you can say that liquor is something that's very harmful for the body, if you can say that that is essential, but the church is not, then something is going wrong here. Something is there's a breakdown going on that is not that's not good for for Americans. That's not good at all, especially during the pandemic. You want to point people in the direction of where help is. They want to know, where can I get help? If the government is not gonna, be expeditious in passing laws, or passing, getting money and resources to the people, but then you're gonna say the church is not essential and we're right there ready and willing to help. You don't want to cripple yourself. So the church is ready to serve. The church is a beacon of light in a dark situation. There have been situations to where people are depressed, they're sad, they're stuck up in the house, and the church is doing everything possible to help these individuals to know, guess what? This pandemic is not the end. And if they can't turn to the church, what can they turn to? There's drugs, there's alcohol, there's sexual promiscuities. Those are things that we are trying to get society away from. But if you take the church away, it's not a good situation. The church is considered a safe haven. There has been times to where people just did not feel safe, maybe in the comfort of their homes. They did not feel safe talking to anyone, but they feel safe coming to the church. And again, I have to reiterate that it's not necessarily for people, that you don't have to be a part of the church to get help, to have the listening ear. The only thing I just want the government to know during this time, during this season, it is very important that you reconsider. The church is essential. Thank you.